What's good, people? It's Gavin here. I just thought I'd do a video in result to a post I saw last week on Facebook. The post is written by a lady called Abigail. It's on change.org, which is a petitioning website. Basically, her story is about her brother. Her brother is currently homeless and has been for quite a while in London. He suffers from mental health issues, which he's in denial about. He's been diagnosed with bipolar, schizophrenia and depersonalisation. He's also addicted to drugs and alcohol. He's got an addiction to crack cocaine and heroin. And basically, she's been trying to get him help for quite a long time, it seems, and tried many different things to help him. And nothing seems to be working, even though we have a mental health law in this country in place, which is a legislation started in 1983. It doesn't seem that it's helping him, and also it's failing many people. There's people I've encountered in my life, friends, that have come into similar kind of circumstances where it comes down to the mental health law not really doing anyone any justice, and people losing their lives and stuff, when it could be a lot different and people could be helped. So basically, the situation with the kind of the whole mental health thing is 4 out of 10 homeless people in the UK suffer from mental health. That's massive. It's nearly half the people you'll see on the streets who are sleeping rough, etc., are dealing with some kind of mental health issue. So that's massive. Like I say, 1 in 3, 1 in 4 people in the UK will experience mental health at some point in their life. So this is kind of going to show how much of a prominent issue this is becoming. And also when that's coupled with drug addiction as well and homelessness, obviously you can only begin to imagine what some of these people are going through. And it's just a shame that they've fallen like on such misfortune to sort of be going through this stuff. Basically, if you don't already know, I'll tell you a bit how the Mental Health Act kind of goes along. So to be sectioned under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act 1983, you have to apply for sectioning. That has to be done by a approved mental health professional or a family relative of the person in question, and that needs to be done within 14 days of seeing them. Then once that's gone through, it needs to be put to 2 doctors to see. 2 doctors need to see that person and kind of review their mental health, and that needs to be done within 5 days of each doctor. And then obviously once that's gone through, then they can be sectioned and they can look at giving treatment and stuff. The only issue with that is if a person is homeless and they don't have a fixed address, they're obviously going to be super hard to trace, and especially if they're addicted to drugs and that's their kind of, that's their main focus point, then, and they're in denial especially, then why are they going to be turning up to meetings and stuff? And also, how the hell are you going to track them down if they've not got a fixed address and you don't know where they are? Secondly, even if you do pinpoint them down to speak to the first kind of process of the sectioning act, then you've got another 2 doctors to speak to. So even if they turn up to the first and the second, they probably, I'm not going to be interested in the third. Also, if people are addicted to drugs, in my experiences, people who are addicted, very, very manipulative, very good at lying. They're basically going to just do anything and say anything they can to get their hands on drugs and alcohol. So even if they are sat in this meeting, they're well equipped to be lying and stuff just so they can get out there and get out and get drugs and alcohol. And also another thing is, if people have gone through this kind of system time and time again, they're going to have learnt behaviours within that. So they're going to know what they need to say to get out of there and get taken at, not get taken in. They're going to know what they need to say, and then they're going to know the boxes they need to tick, the boxes they don't need to tick. It's learned behaviours. It's such an obvious thing, which moves us on to Section 4 of the Mental Health Act. Basically, it's exactly the same as Section 3. However, rather than seeing 2 doctors, you see 1. But the only thing is, this is a very last resort. This is in the case of an emergency. But what is an emergency? It's an emergency when the person who needs help hurts themselves very, very bad, or they end up nearly killing themselves? Or is it when they do something silly and they go and kill somebody? Is that when it's, oh right, we need a section now because they've gone and stabbed someone to death? or they've gone and killed someone or something, or they've gone and hurt themselves really badly. Like, it's actually ridiculous. It's stupid, so daft. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, this poor girl Abigail is literally, sounds like she's gone through hell, like trying to help her brother, and like what's in place actually to help people like this. You know, like I went up to Walsall and I met girls who were recovering from heroin, crack cocaine, alcohol abuse. You know, some of them were doing like sex work to fund their addictions and stuff, gone through horrible stuff, like, but they're still like human beings, man, and they're like such beautiful people. And like, I went up there, met them girls, and you know, I can't sing the praises high enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of people to see these people dregs of society, and that, you know, well, they're just a druggie in it. They made that choice. When it's down to addiction, you are enslaved to drugs. You do not make a choice. You might make that choice initially to do drugs, but when something gets a hold of you and you're addicted, everything else goes out the window. Family goes out the window, friends go out the window, everything. Drugs and alcohol is basically what it is. You take drugs and alcohol to feel normal because you want to escape everyday life. And when you're under the influence of drugs and alcohol, you feel normal. This is what people are telling me. It's not like I'm sober now. Obviously, I'm not on anything or anything. I feel normal, but these people, it's like reverse. They feel normal when they're on drugs because it's masking how they feel and stuff. And I think the mental health law, it needs updating, man, because it's so outdated. And there's like massive problem with homelessness in this country, and there's a massive problem with mental health, and it's only getting worse. So why is the main act that's meant to be in place to help people under these circumstances not helping them? Do you know what I mean? I know people personally that have had people close to them die and stuff because it's not being followed up properly, and it's not being helped. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, and I just feel that for this Abigail so much, because it seems like she's crying out for help and there's no one there and nothing in place that can really help her. So basically just left to, you know, the inevitable to happen until one day she gets a phone call and like the worst has happened. You know what I mean? Like, why can't something be done and people actually go, yeah, this needs addressing, and address it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, basically I just wanted to do a quick video on that. Please check out Abigail's post. I'll put a link in the comment section below this. Check out her post, hear her story. Proper, really, like, it's amazing that she's done that, you know, and spoke out. It's been on BuzzFeed, so it's done the rounds, and a lot of people like know about her. It's very personal and intimate things, especially talking about someone you love and that kind of thing. You know, especially when a lot of people will see these things as dregs of society, which they're not at all. So yeah, sign the petition, check her story out. I'll put a link at the end of this, and also if you could share this video, like it, leave a comment if you've got any opinions on this video, any opinions on the kind of mental health law, anything at all. I'd absolutely love to hear it. And also I just want to say one more thing, like, this is not me having a go at people who work in mental health or anything like that. It's basically me just opening up the kind of my perspective on the law of mental health. It's nothing to do with anyone who works in mental health, because hats off to you guys, because I know you guys are just, you know, a lot of you are just trying to do your thing and you care about people wholeheartedly, so like my hats off to you guys. But yeah, just wanted to say that basically. Once again, please share this video, check out Abigail's post, and make sure you sign a petition, and if you could share her petition as well, it'd be much appreciated. I'm going to log off now, but thank you very much for listening. Keep spreading love. Yeah, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.